How did a wedding turn into an emotional disaster? My cousin's wedding was supposed to be the happiest day of her life. For me, it was supposed to be the happiest day of my stomach's life. I had been fasting since the night before, not for religious reasons, not for health. I just needed maximum capacity for whatever catering they brought out, and I was not playing games. The venue was stunning. I found my seat, tucked my napkin into my collar like a man with a plan, and locked eyes with the nearest waiter. We understood each other. The ceremony started. My cousin walked down the aisle looking incredible. Then the announcer tapped the microphone. Before we continue with the vows, someone in this room needs to come forward. There has been a betrayal of this couple, and if no one speaks now, legal action will be pursued. I put my fork down. Nobody moved. The silence was the kind that makes you aware of your own breathing. People were shifting in their seats, glancing sideways. A full minute passed, then 3. And then, from the back of the room, a man slowly stood up. He cleared his throat and said he had dropped the bride's toothbrush in the toilet 6 months ago and quietly put it back without saying a word. The entire room gasped like he had just admitted to a felony. The announcer looked at him and said, "That's not the betrayal we're referring to." The man sat down so fast his chair scraped the floor. Then the bride's own sister stood up. She said she had created a fake Instagram account and spent 4 months sliding into the groom's DMs, sending flirty messages and trying to get him to cheat just to test him. Then someone else stood up, a guy I didn't even recognize. He admitted he had gotten close to the bride's father under false pretenses, slept with him, and was actively draining money from his bank account through a fake investment scheme. I looked around the room to see if anyone else was processing this at the same speed I was. Nobody was okay. Before that could even settle, another person stood up and casually announced they had been swapping the groom's body wash with diluted sewage water for months, so he would smell terrible on date nights and eventually get dumped. Then the groom's little brother stood up. He couldn't have been older than 19. He looked directly at the carpet and admitted he had been running a secret account for over a year, sending the bride private messages designed to make her doubt the groom, question the relationship, and eventually break things off so he could slide in. The room completely collapsed. Someone's grandma audibly said, "Lord have mercy," into the open air. I genuinely forgot I was hungry. Then the announcer started laughing. He reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a folded piece of paper and read it out loud. It was a letter from the bride and groom. They had planned the entire thing. They said they had spent 3 years watching certain people in their lives act suspicious, so they decided the wedding was the right place to finally find out who was actually in their corner. And then the bride and groom kissed, grabbed each other's hands, and walked straight out the door. No reception, no first dance, no open bar, no buffet, just gone.